Lately I've been talking about the abuse of Latino recyclers, and today is July 23rd, and I'm going to talk about two that came up this weekend. Last week I came across a recycler down in the Imperial Valley, and he'd already been put out of business. The man has no income, he has no work, he has no way to deal with the problems that he's in, and the state's coming after him for well over $100,000. Now the law says that they must consider the person's ability to pay, but they ignore that. So this man's having difficulty eating. He can't run his business anymore. He's going into depression. The thing is scaring his wife. And his life is being destroyed because of a heartless attitude on behalf of the state. It's a legalistic attitude. It's an excessive adherence to the law. But part of the problem is it's the way the state interprets the law, not as it's written. So I believe that they willingly abuse these recyclers. Then I got another call just yesterday, Saturday. Recycler had received a letter from the state and basically given him 10 days from the date of the letter to close down the business. Now this business feeds and supports an adult couple, husband and wife, their son, his wife, and 3 children. They all live in the same house. And both junior and senior work at the recycling center in San Fernando Valley. What they charged the recycler with is so ridiculous. They've accused him of fabricating records and filing false claims. However, during all the time that he's accused of doing this, they were inspecting all his records. He couldn't sell anything without his records being inspected. So how could this have happened on their watch? Well, that's a good question. And when I looked at some of the violations, they went back to 2014, and found a few record-keeping mistakes during June of that month on a couple different days. Now, those mistakes have no real effect. But what it allowed them to do is say, hey, after 16 years, we don't think you can run your business to our expectations. Unfortunately, it's kind of written in statute that way. But guess what? These people within Cal Recycle, they take it seriously. They think you have to run their way. And their way is not based upon the rule of law, nor providing anybody with the right of appeal and due process. Their business is putting people out of business. And then when new people try to get into the business, they delay that as long as possible. Now, I can say this, but can it be proven? Yes, it can be proven. If the auditor were to come in and do an audit and look at enforcement and the way enforcement operates, see the lack of training and qualifications of the staff, they would be able to put the legislature on alert, which they've done twice before, by the way. If they were to review certification, now this is a good story. Back in 2013, Cal Recycle didn't like the way things were, so they put forth some changes to the legislature. They did it in a budget bill. I call budget bills stealth legislation. Budget bills get no committee hearings. They get no visibility. That's why I call it stealth legislation. They get 2 floor votes, one in the Assembly, one in the Senate. Bad policy. Even the legislative analysts said that in 2010, and it's been ignored. Now even the legislative analyst office is ignoring their own advice. They're allowing this stuff in budget bills. They're even weighing in and giving their comments. Well, that bill went through, made some changes, and allowed the department to extend their time for certifying recyclers. Instead of basically a total of 60 days, now they had 90 days. And they could fudge around with that a little bit and stall around, but basically, for simplicity, 90 days. Once they had the 90 days they asked for, they completely ignored that. You give them what they want, they take more. I found recyclers going well over 6 months in getting certified, and some of them never did. The department deliberately stalled those applications. One gentleman, Latino, down in Imperial County, was trying to open a recycling center over in San Diego County, and while he was waiting for his application to be approved, something that should have been done in no more than 90 days, he waited over 7 months. He spent over $51,000 on rent for his facility that he could no longer afford to keep and hoped to put a business in. They screwed him. Anyway, ask for 90 days? Yeah, take 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, whatever you want. This is a department that's in chaos. It's in trouble. And all this needs to stop. We want to see an audit of enforcement. Auditor will go in, they'll find out the qualifications of the staff, they'll see that they're not qualified, they'll see that they're not trained properly, they'll see everything. They'll see how they've abused their abilities. In fact, in their audit of 2014, they said one policy that they had of denying payments and controlling payments was illegal. That's a simple term. Underground regulation is the official term. Did they stop? No, they doubled down. They went after more recyclers. Any auditor, I use the term loosely, with a laptop, could deny payments that were legitimately required to be paid to these recyclers. You want to put them out of business? Steal their money. That's what they do. Needs to stop. We need an audit. We'd like Doris to be audited too. That's the Division of Recycling Integrated Information System, their computer system. A complete boondoggle. Something that started out at $7-8 million. Last time I checked, it was over $44 million. And what have they done with it? They bought little apps to profile Latinos. They bought another app to say, is there a volume spike? And as soon as there's a volume spike, I've had their people testify in hearings under oath, they're sent out to put loads on hold. Put the load on hold, you could kill small, independent little recyclers. That's got to stop. We need a better business environment in California. We need to stop these types of things from happening, protect all businesses. And if you don't stop it here, it will spread, I guarantee you. So, we talk about saving California business. Our motto is Save the Bear. The bear represents California business. You want to help save California business. You want to spread the knowledge and the repairs that are needed to the legislative and regulatory process in this state. Go to Fund Me. Look for Save the Bear. Give me a donation. Contact me. Give me your horror stories. Let's get the word out. We want to save California business because pretty soon no one's going to be able to afford to live here, especially if you're Latino. Welcome to America. Thank you.